we got here? We've got a Brieftons 10-blade spiralizer. This is a product fail report. We're not going to even use this. We're going to explain what's wrong with it, some design flaws with it. Now, this was $35 off of Amazon. My daughter got it. She tried to do the things she wanted to do with it yesterday, and it was a big fail except for extremely soft material. What you can do is you cut the ends flat of something like a zucchini, and you put them in here, and then you twist this, which turns the fruit, vegetable, whatever, against this blade. And depending on they've got a great selection of blades that go with it. You can get various types of spiralized curls or whatever. Now the problem is, my daughter wanted specifically to be able to do carrots and sweet potatoes, which are really healthy alternatives for some things, and she wanted to be putting them in salad raw. Well, this thing claims that it can do carrots and sweet potatoes, but it's extremely difficult to get it to work. So let's talk about some of the things that I think are design flaws in this. Number one, it has this vacuum, kind of thing to attach it to either counter, or in our case, we tried both the counter and our ceramic glass top. We found that failed when we used it with a hard object, so it would make the thing slip. I think my daughter actually cut herself once, just a small amount, but she did. And that's because of the other flaw. Now, rather than having this turn go into like a worm gear drive to move this forward, you have to also, at the same time, you have to use your other hand to push while you're doing this. So you got to do this motion. And you can see if the machine slips, it's not going to work well. So it doesn't work well. And it takes an inordinate amount of pressure to try to do something like a carrot or a sweet potato with it. And actually, it's kind of like they say you can do carrots and sweet potatoes, but then they're kind of saying, well, you shouldn't really do anything smaller than 1.5 inches. And so that kind of means 1.5 inches volume all the way down. Well, the carrots that are sold in my area are the standard carrots that are, bigger at the top and taper down. Most of them aren't 1/4 inch on the top, much less 1/4 inch halfway down. Now, they said something about using shorter, fatter carrots, and yeah, I can look in a seed catalog and I can find carrots that would probably work better on this. But the point is, they advertise it to work with carrots, so it should be able to work with carrots that you can buy. And then I think the same thing with the sweet potato. You've got something hard here. You're using both hands, and the thing just isn't cutting well. And then you have the problem of it releasing and just being extremely difficult to use. So I think my daughter will probably send this back. But like I say, this part should engage with a worm drive, so that whenever you turn it, it goes in a little bit. And that would at least prevent the need to have your other hand on this little push handle. Obviously, this is cheaper to make it this way, but it isn't a good way to make it. And, I guess if you're only going to do soft foods, in other words, you're going to do things like zucchinis, cucumbers, and things like that, yeah, this will do that all day. But it does not work for some of the foods it claims to work for, at least I should say. Maybe someone else can get it to work for it. Maybe we've got a defective unit and the vacuum seal on the bottom is defective. The little suction cup that you work with this lever to lock it down on your counter. It seems to take quite a bit of pressure to do it. But then, like I say, by the time you get something hard in there, like a potato or a sweet potato, it gives out, it releases. If you leave a review on Amazon, you get this other free gift. I don't know if you leave 1-star review if they'll send you anything. But you know, it's just disappointing when you buy a product and it says, you know, it can do carrots, raw carrots, you know, and they kind of tell you what kind of carrots it can't do. But to me, this is the picture of the carrots they use. Those are supermarket carrots. Those are regular sized carrots. And it just doesn't work well. And like I say, they say you can do sweet potatoes too. There's a sweet potato picture there. It doesn't do sweet potatoes well. Parsnips, I don't know how it would work on those. Taro roots, I'm not sure how firm they are. Rutabagas, that might present a problem. But you know, it's just kind of, you know, if you say a product should work, it should work. And like I say, even if we had one with the vacuum seal that worked consistently, you still have the design flaw of not having this on a worm gear drive and needing to, you know, you need to have 2 hands like this on it, one pushing and one turning. I just think that's unnecessary. If they had it in a worm gear, you could probably even function without some kind of vacuum thing. But you know, the unit is, you know, is fairly light. I mean, it's too bad because it comes with all these different kinds of blades and everything. So you can do all kinds of different things. They're labeled nicely what they do. But like I say, if you intend to do something that's hard, and as it advertises it works for carrots and sweet potatoes, the product's just a complete fail. So there we go. There's the doesn't work for me review of the Brieftons 10-blade spiralizer. Tell me what you think.